At the end of the convention, Brandon and Gina head out on a day trip to a nearby beauty spot. Intending to be back well before nightfall, the couple dress light.
I'm gonna leave my purse here so maybe you could take these for me.
His pockets full, Brandon leaves his mobile behind.
We didn't think anything of it. We were only gonna be gone a couple hours, or I guess so we thought.
At 10,834 feet above sea level, Mount San Jacinto is the second highest mountain in Southern California.
And as we're going up, she mentions, this is mountain lion territory. There's also a lot of rattlesnakes in this area.
But as long as you stay on the trails, you should be okay.
Among the most rugged wilderness regions in the US, Mount San Jacinto is the second highest peak in Southern California. With no access road, the only way up or down is by cable car. And while temperatures can hit the 80s and 90s on the desert floor during May, the summit is still dusted with snow.
Somebody mentioned it's gonna get cold because you're going up 8,500 odd feet and there's gonna be a wind. So you might wanna grab a sweatshirt or a jacket, something like that to have with you. So we got up to the top, about to head out for our walk. It was totally perfect. And I guess you just think, you don't have a care in the world at that point. We're the typical young couple in love. Seeing the snow, I decided, sneaking behind him, that I would mess with him.
Brandon.
What?
I just kind of turned to him and just nailed him right in the head with the snowball, and that point, it was on. It was just so fun, just throwing snowballs at each other in May.
Wait, stop. Listen.
What? What is it?
You hear that? Sounds like a waterfall. Don't get me mad.
So we headed off to go find this waterfall.
I can hear it. Can you see it yet?
Not yet.
Unused to this kind of environment, the city dwellers from Dallas, Texas, don't realize that the mountain is playing acoustic tricks on them. While the sound of the waterfall seems nearby, it is actually rebounding off the hard rock walls and echoing around the mountain.
It didn't sound far, but I guess, the sounds play with you, play with your mind and play with your head.
Gotta be here somewhere.
Are we there yet? I mean, this is getting to be like a real hike.
A little further, Gina. Should be really cool.
We eventually did find the waterfall, which was not impressive.
Wow. It's not exactly Niagara Falls, is it?
Ow.
Did you get one?
Oh, maybe you don't want to see this one.
See? Let me see it. See?
We took some pictures, which didn't turn out very well at all, and then decided to turn back.
Can you hear that?
This way. Can't be far.
We could hear voices, but we couldn't really match up with them.
It's now less than 10 minutes before the tour party leaves. Brandon and Gina can hear the other tourists, but they cannot find them.
This way.
We couldn't get to them. They seemed to be just right there, and we lost voices. We couldn't hear anyone else talking. And at that point, you kind of, okay, something might not be right here.
Meanwhile, the rest of the tour party has descended without Brandon and Gina and will soon return to the hotel.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Brandon and Gina now realize they've not only missed their rendezvous, they've lost their way back to the station. It's beginning to be a true test of their fledgling relationship.
You've got no idea where we are, have you?
Not exactly. But at least I'm looking for a way out.
He goes, you can sit there if you want to, but I'm gonna keep on moving. I think he wanted to be the big, strong, tough guy that's not scared in front of me.
At that point, it was probably important that I sent a little message of, okay, we can't panic. We have to stay focused on the task at hand.
Despite Brandon's determination to find the mountain station, the dense pine forests and steep rock faces block their path. They're tantalizingly close to the station, but they just can't see it.
I think we're close. We just need to go a little bit further this direction or this direction. We'll see something we recognize and we'll be fine. That went on for a while, and then I realized that no, I do think we're lost. And so at that point, we decided, okay, we have to start yelling for help.
Hey! Is anybody there? Hello?
As night falls, Gina and Brandon are lost in one of the most desolate and unforgiving parts of the Southern Californian wilderness. The most immediate danger for Brandon and Gina is hypothermia. Lightly dressed, they're at the mercy of the plunging mountain temperatures, which can drop well below zero at night. They must retain body heat, or frostbite, exposure, and eventual death may follow.
All we had was wind pants and windbreakers on, not any type of gear or something to prepare for this type of weather, or food or water or anything, because we originally had only intended to walk maybe a few hundred yards to take a picture and then head back to a mountain station. So we weren't hikers, we were tourists.
Brandon, I'm so cold.
It's okay, Gina. It's okay. You can't stay here. You'll freeze to death. I've got you moving.
Where?
We passed a cave a little way back. It's better than being out here in the open. Come on. Come on.
Stumbling their way through the darkness, Gina and Brandon are aware of another very real mountain danger.
We had been warned that there's mountain lions and rattlesnakes in these mountains. We weren't really looking to see any wildlife. We were hoping we didn't see any wildlife at that point.
There it is.
Wait, don't go in there.
Why not?
I don't know, anything could be in there.
I can't see a thing.
I don't know if it was just a gut reaction or just instinct or how he knew to do it. He took my camera, which I thought was genius. I don't know how he thought of it.
Give me your camera.
Camera?
It's a flash, doesn't it?
Turn on there.
It's clear. There's nothing in there.
Although no longer out in the open, Brandon and Gina are still at the mercy of Mount San Jacinto's bitter chill.
Well, that night, yeah, it really got to a level of cold that I've never experienced before.
Brandon and Gina survive a long, cold night in their makeshift shelter. Exhausted, they've had nothing to eat or drink in the last 24 hours. Even so, Gina's mind is on more everyday anxieties.
This was by far the most awkward date I had ever been on in my life. Here I am with this guy I barely know, and I'm stuck. Now he's going to, smell my morning breath, and he's gonna see me without my makeup on, and I have dirty hair. And it's all those classic girl things you think of when you're in a new relationship.
Brandon's thoughts are on more practical matters.
In my mind, I'm going through a checklist, okay? There's a series of fail-safes. First off, the tour bus had a head count and a list of names, so they would have known we didn't make it back on the bus. Secondly, at dinner that night, some people from my firm would have noticed we're not there.
Unfortunately, the fail-safes have not triggered a search. With the convention winding down, Brandon's work colleagues have not noticed their absence.
We slid on our butts, I guess, with one leg straight out in front of us, the other leg bent up, and we moved. Definitely shook loose some of the rocks around us, which got a little frightening.
A boulder about the half the size of a suitcase goes tumbling all the way down, and then you hear that just hit the bottom of this rock face. If we make a mistake, we're either dead or we're hurt to the point to where we probably will die. Gina, as she was trying to slide down, had kicked a rock or some rocks.
Brandon, watch out!
And here it's coming straight for me, straight for my head.
Brandon! No, where are you?
This thing probably missed me by about a foot and a half.
I'm okay.
That was really, really close.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The mountain is too steep and treacherous to climb back up. Brandon and Gina are now committed to sliding down the rest of the rock face, despite the danger.
No.
It takes us the better part of a day, and around 4 or 5 o'clock, we finally make it to the bottom.
It's the first water Brandon and Gina have drunk for over 24 hours. Water could prolong their survival, but with no source of food, their health is already deteriorating, and their judgment too.
The sun comes up Monday morning. We wait a little bit longer because my shoes and my socks are still pretty wet, so try and let the sun hopefully dry those out for another hour or so.
After 2 nights stranded in a savage mountain wilderness, with no food or way out, all Brandon and Gina have left is a determination to keep going.
We're not gonna die here. And also, we just really didn't want to sleep another night out in the freezing cold. We wanted to get ourselves out of there.
With little sleep, nothing to eat, and no sign of rescue. They'd been driven on by grit and sheer determination. Then suddenly, signs of life appear in the distance.
Well, first, I'm making sure I'm not hallucinating. We haven't eaten, we haven't slept. At this point, I'm sure that my judgment is starting to not be as sharp as it once was.
You see that?
What?
That.
Oh my God. Hey! Hey!
All of a sudden, you just get this feeling of, oh, I think we made it.
Is anyone in there?
No.
Brandon and Gina realize this is not your average campsite.
We definitely know right off the bat that something's wrong.
Stuff had been buried a little bit by dirt. And at this point, we're realizing this is not a good situation. We don't hear anybody, we don't see anybody. It's just a very ominous feeling.
Hey! Hey, Brandon! Look. Look at this.
So we start going through the bag, the contents of the bag. We're discovering these maps. We had no idea really what we were looking at, but just that there were some sort of maps. And there was obvious writing in the white space.
Brandon. Brandon, look. This is today. This is May 8th. Someone's here. We're gonna go.
No, Gina. This diary's a year out of date. It's May 8th, 2005.
Now, after 2 days struggling against fear, they're losing the battle.
And at that point, we knew we were not getting out. There's no way. There's no way we can get out. This man was prepared. He had everything he needed. We were not prepared for anything. We just had on our running shoes. We had chapstick, a digital camera, sunscreen, and running shoes. And this man was prepared, and he couldn't get out. It's very defeating, very defeating.
But the missing hiker, John Donovan, has left Brandon and Gina a lifeline.
Yes. Matches. Think they still work?
I don't know how we missed it. That throughout all of his things, bag inside a bag, inside a bag, inside a bag, he had another little bag of wouldn't strike anywhere matches that were still dry. By some miracle, they were still dry. And we decided, okay, let's start making fire.
What's that noise?
Fire?
No, that.
What?
It's a helicopter.
It's the waterfall. No, it's the waterfall.
It's a helicopter. Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Woo! Hey! Right here! Hey!
The young couple have no idea whether the helicopter was ferrying tourists or looking for them. Whatever the case, Brandon and Gina may have just missed their only chance of being rescued.
That night, we were alone. It was the one night that we weren't side by side. We slept a good, well, I say slept, but we rested a good 10 to 15 feet away from each other. he did his thing and I did mine. You would think at that point you need each other even more so than you ever would. But we didn't, and I don't understand that. And at that point is when I started to really lose my faith. I lost hope, and I lost faith that we really were gonna get out. At that point, I started letting go, just resigning all hope and accepting it and realizing that it's okay. But I'd spoken to my mom, I had spoken to my sister, I had spoken to my best friend, and I knew it was okay. I had spoken to everyone that I love in the last few days, and it's okay. It's okay that I don't come home. To see the fire and the smoke and not see him, I'm losing it again. I'm like running around on this little rock trying to get every vantage point I can see to see if I can find him anywhere in there.
Where are you?
And finally, I see his little head moving through the mess, and the flames are getting bigger. And I'm just, hurry up, get up here, get to me.
Brandon, hurry! Faster! Run! Brandon, come on! Brandon, hurry! Hurry!
I'm okay.
Just, come on. How do you not see this? Again, not a cloud in the sky, crystal blue skies, just amazing, beautiful. And all you can see are these huge plumes of just black smoke.
It burned for about 45 minutes or so, produced a great deal of smoke. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. And the thought was, I mean, they have to see this. I mean, if they don't see this, what next? We just kept on putting our hope in this. This is our last shot. And we watched the fire begin to smolder, and eventually wasn't putting out nearly the same smoke. And it basically burnt itself out. And now about an hour's gone by, and we still don't hear anything. We don't see anything. And so the thought starts to creep in both of our minds of, that was our best shot. What are we gonna do next? I'd always tried to be positive that we were gonna find a way out. There's gonna be a search for us. There's gonna be something. We just have to keep, ourselves safe, and we're gonna be okay. But now here we are, in a spot where we know somebody's died. And what are we gonna do? A lot of things run through your mind when you're really faced with, okay, this could be it. And it was the most beautiful sound we'd ever heard, because coming up from the valley floor is that sound of a helicopter. I think we both would have cried if we had tears, but we're both so dehydrated, we didn't have enough moisture in our body to come up with tears. But, the pure joy of knowing you're gonna make it out.
we're hugging and we're kissing, and it's just, we know we're going home. It's just such a feeling of just pure joy that I don't even know how to formulate the words. I don't know what to even say. It's a pretty amazing feeling. And if we hadn't had that bag, there would have been no way out. And to know we're really going home after 4 days. I remember turning to him and saying, I said, you saved my life. Because he lit that fire. And if he hadn't lit it, I don't know. I hate to even think. I don't let myself think. I don't go there.
Theo Rosemolder is on a long-awaited gold prospecting holiday in a remote part of Western Australia with his wife, Pauline.
Hi, love. Can I get you anything?
No, thanks, love.
Feeling lucky?
Yeah. Today might be the day.
You had your pills?
Yeah. Had them earlier. See you, love.
The treasure hunting trip is a reward for Theo, who's recovering from triple bypass heart surgery. To survive, he needs daily medication to regulate his heartbeat, and Pauline has come along to keep an eye on him.
I don't enjoy the same enthusiasm of gold detective as Theo does, but I do go, as your good wife does. It was an eye-opener to me as to how remote and desolate Western Australian bush is. Once you'd lost sight of that caravan, you didn't go any further. You turned and came back because, I mean, you got turned around and I was lost. You know, it was very, very easy to get lost.
Back here, 5:30 then? Yeah. Be lucky, boys.
To be honest, if I look back, I was getting pretty cocky. I'd been out so many times by myself and thought I knew the area like the back of my hand.
The men will guide themselves back to their vehicle using the sun, as the Outback has few features to navigate by.
We're only going to go out for an hour or so at the most. We decided we weren't going to walk around any great distance. Gold fever.
Lovely.
They talk about gold fever, yeah, that's basically it. If you don't find it, it's the thought of actually finding one. And when you do, you want to find another one.
With one shiny nugget in his pocket, his prospects look good. But Theo's thirst for gold gets the better of him, and his intensive search takes him much further than he realizes.
You get that engrossed in what you're doing, you don't check to see how far you've got. When you turn around, you think to yourself, my God, have I come this far? I got myself totally disorientated to the point that I didn't know where left, right, up, down, north, east, west was. I looked around and I thought, I've been here before. You know, this area looks so familiar. But I realised that it didn't matter where I was. It all looked familiar.
Theo was in one of the world's harshest environments. A vast and featureless desert, devoid of food and water. Without a compass, and with light fading, Theo is totally lost.
How in the hell am I going to get out of this? was getting just on dusk. I knew by then that I'd be spending a night out in the open if I didn't find my way home.
Then, in the last minutes of daylight, he stumbles on a fence, a lifeline in the middle of nowhere.
We were told that if you find a track or a fence line, if you follow it, it'll take you back to the Aboriginal community. I've got to try and work out from here which way to go.
Theo's decision may mean the difference between life and death. One way will lead him to the Aboriginal settlement and safety, but the other will take him deeper into hostile wilderness, miles from help, food, or water. Lost and alone, Theo has to make a stark choice. Left or right? With night falling fast, Theo decides to take a chance.
When you're looking at a cold night, if there's an opportunity to get back to camp, you tend to grab it. I take tablets for a heart operation that I had, and I wanted to get back to make sure I took those.
You had your pills?
Had them earlier.
Theo's medication is essential to maintain a steady heartbeat. But he left his pills in camp. Missing doses can send his heart out of control and put his life in immediate danger. Back at camp, Pauline is increasingly worried.
He can nearly talk himself into palpitations if he doesn't have his tablets.
The heart wasn't doing that great. I could hear it just thumping in me head, and the more I walked, the worse it got.
Theo has bet his life on the direction he's chosen to lead him to safety. He's still ignoring the rule of the Outback, to stay where he is once lost.
I took off, followed the track, did that for probably an hour.
But his gamble is about to fail.
I heard a motorbike, and I sat up and looked out to where the noise was, and I could see somebody. I started running towards the headlights and waving and yelling and screaming. the motorbike was too loud and they couldn't hear any yells or anything that was going on, and they just kept going, and I lost sight of them. I just couldn't believe it. That's when I knew I was going to be spending the night out in the open. That's when I knew I was in trouble.
Theo knows what a night exposed to the outback will bring.
Bloody idiots.
I thought, this is it. I know my energy levels were dropping dramatically because I had no fat to burn whatsoever. I mean, I've only been out of hospital for 12 months. Finally got to the outcrop of rock.
Camouflaged against the scrub in his pale clothes, Theo's best chance of being seen is to find high ground.
I heard an engine going. And saw a plane flying around, and I realised that everybody's out looking for me.
Hey! Here! Yo! Hey! Hey! Oh, you beauty. Hey! Theo!
A spotter plane is heading straight for Theo. He's certain rescue is just moments away.
I figured from what I'd seen on TV, if he saw me, he'd sit there and he'd make the winds go side by side. Figure, oh, well, I'll look for that if that's the case. Didn't see me. I just thought, oh, well, they'll see me the second time. The second time he flew over, I was waving and yelling and whatnot.
Come on, boys! Come on! Hey! Hey! Oh! Idiot! Buddy.
Despite flying directly overhead, the pilot failed to spot Theo against the scrub. It's a crushing blow. There are dozens of people looking for him, but he's never felt so alone.
Well, I called him every name under the sun. Yelled, screamed, threw rocks at him. Just couldn't believe that here I was out in the middle of nowhere, sitting on an outcrop of rock, and he couldn't see me.
Theo's situation suddenly worsens. Now, his body, weakened by his recent heart surgery, reacts to the frustration and physical strain of his ordeal. Just a year earlier, Theo's operation involved removing veins from his legs and grafting them onto his heart to pump blood more effectively. Medication regulates the blood flow, but without it, Theo's heartbeat can swing wildly out of control. He's at critical risk of heart failure.
I had visions of, grafts being blown off.
Theo Rosemolder has been lost in the outback for more than 24 hours. Rescue planes have failed to spot him, and lacking vital medication, his heartbeat is now dangerously irregular.
The heart was going haywire, and I have to wait for it to calm down. I just hope the old ticker holds up, because the way it's thumping and bumping, it's not doing real well. With my battery on the detector, I knew it still had a bit of power in it. And I thought, well, if I could get the battery apart and wire up the batteries to actually spark. And have some bark there where I could actually try and get it going. Wired it all up so that they spark when I put the two wires together. I might be able to get a fire going.
Planes have been flying overhead every hour, but so far failed to spot him. Building a fire might be his only hope of being seen.
I put a lot of effort, probably most of Sunday afternoon, and I was putting all my hopes into that. The stuff that I wanted to light just didn't come to life, just didn't happen. I was totally disgusted that I'd wasted a good battery on an effort that didn't work.
As the second night falls, his chances of survival are fading fast. He again ignores the rules to stay in one place and continues to wander in the hope of finding the fence. But the more he walks, the more disoriented he starts to become.
I didn't have any actual sense of which way I was actually going to. I was walking away from where I was lost and not staying in the same area. I was in so much pain that it was starting to get unbearable. Stomach cramps. I was starting to think I wasn't going to survive. So thoughts of the wife, kids, friends were certainly coming into your mind. I was thinking I was going to die, so I might as well write notes to everybody on the back of this oxidised piece of tin, which I did. This is my last message. Haven't got any energy left, and just carried on from there. I love you all. Trying to explain, more so to my wife, That it was my fault that I was there. Because I told her I was bloody stupid. Yeah, and it shouldn't have happened. Religion becomes very, very strong.
Dear God, can you help us out, mate? If you see me out of this, I'll see you right, I promise.
What I'd planned on doing was basically crawling into the hole and bricking the front of it up. You know, I just didn't want to be a dog's dinner, basically. I was prepared to die. I knew I didn't have much time left. I heard a motorbike going off in the distance, and I looked over and I could see this motorbike, and I thought, "Oh, you're seeing things." I thought, "No, you're going crazy." You know, it's not there. You know, you've seen things before, and that's just not there. But I kept watching it. I was looking at something that I couldn't see, but it was there, and it pulled up. It wasn't right there in front of me. I either sit here and hope that he drives up close, or I start walking, like I've been doing for the whole week. It hadn't done me any good, but by God, I could walk. I started waving, but I mean, it was taking such an effort to even stand up and wave.
On the verge of death, Theo has narrowly missed another rescue opportunity.
I'm going to turn around and go back. That was it. If I was going to die, that was the place I was going to die. I'd picked it. As soon as I could see them, that they knew where I was, I basically just collapsed on the ground. It was just a feeling of utter enjoyment. The emotions were going through that, you know, it's finished. That the thought of dying's not going to happen. All the plans that I had of, you know, going into the cave and letting nature take its course just wasn't going to happen. And, you know, those guys, they're the best looking bunch of blokes I'd ever seen.
Rescuers found a fresh set of Theo's prints, and the Aborigines were finally able to track him down.
Can't explain it. It was just a huge relief. It was, oh, thank God.
After 5 days in the outback, Theo Rosemolder suffered from severe dehydration and lost some 35 pounds. Yet his heart survived the ordeal without major complications. He now knows that had he stayed put on day one, he would likely have been found within hours.
I thank everybody involved for the effort they put in. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And like I've been telling people the whole way through, if you get lost, stay put. I mean, once you move away from where you're actually lost, you are lost. And it could cost you your life.